Hello and welcome to my show TikTok, where we talk about what makes successful people tick and what it took for them to pursue their passions, follow their dreams, and achieve their goals. She's outspoken, outstanding, and outdoes herself in everything she does. Her fearlessness puts us all to shame, as she's unstoppable in fighting for her beliefs, never afraid to call a spade, or a psychopath for that matter, using her voice and power to influence all of us to fight for our rights and freedoms instead of complacently and conveniently turning a blind eye. She's all that and yet not just that. Please help me welcome someone I truly admire, award-winning actress, singer, activist, and dog lover, Agot Isidro.
Myrza, hello.
Hi, Agot.
Hi everyone.
So
Hi everyone
nice
on
to see you.
Facebook and YouTube. Hello.
How are
Grabe.
you?
Yung intro mo.
Laging, syempre naman. Kulang pa nga, mag-gosh na lang, di ba? How are you?
I'm good. It's a rainy afternoon.
I know.
My dog is under the table, munching on this. I'm just holding it to keep him quiet. Otherwise, he will bark and bark and bark.
You're looking good. I like your hair, new look.
Thank you. Hindi, new look ba? Bago lang yan.
Woke up like this?
Oo, actually, tinulog ko yung wet hair, which you're not supposed to do ayon sa mga matatanda. But then it gave me fabulous hair.
Right. So what's been keeping you busy besides freedom fighting?
Freedom fight, yeah. Well, you still have to speak up, especially now. People are, a lot more people are involved. Like the whole country. And we recently put an organization together.
Yes. Tell us about that.
Just a group of like-minded individuals. Parang it's born out of the pandemic because, we have to go back to work. And so may mga protocols na kailangan sundin. And at that time that they were coming up with the protocols, parang naano lang kami, yung parang hindi kami masyadong kinonsult. Parang tapos na yung protocols. That's when they said, can you check if it's okay? So parang we felt na parang ikaw yung lalabas dun without the mask and all that. So parang, di ba, aren't we supposed to be, hindi naman priority, at least part of the discussion. And so we came up with a group na parang, to have a representation nga in any discussion regarding the industry or our profession. So yun. So now we're slowly coming up. I'm really organizing it and really certifying it so that it's going to be like a well-represented organization talaga.
Right. Your industry has been one of the most badly hit, especially, the people who work behind the scenes.
Yes. Tsaka non-essential yung trabaho. Non-essential ha. I mean, when everyone's supposed to be entertained and all that, diba? Non-essential kami. So, we have to make do of what we have. And then we did. I mean, with the extra time that we were able to come up with an organization that is, I think, quite strong. The membership is quite strong.
Right. How many members are there, and who are some of the familiar names?
For now, we're keeping it to 100, and then siguro after we've ratified and all that, and really just parang present it to the public, then we'll open it to a lot more members. So we have Ding Dong Dantes, myself, we have Angel Oxin, Ann Curtis is part of Jasmine Curtis.
Right. Isa Calzado,
Cherry Pai Picache, Joel Torre, Ronnie Lazaro, Boji Pascual, mga ganyan. So and even the young ones, Elijah Canlas, Juan Miguel Severo, yung ganyan. So Glyza De Castro, Sunshine.
Right. And it's really it's really nice to see all of you working together, and not just that, using your platforms to speak up, and in a way that I never realized could happen, like especially after the ABS-CBN thing. Parang wow, everyone's so brave about voicing
Yeah,
out
kasi
how
naman
they.
medyo injustice yun Myrza. It's quite
Right.
clear. It's quite clear na talagang pinuruhan lang ang ABS, I mean, because soon after that, they're able to grant franchises without any discussion, diba? I mean, which has more issues, I think, than ABS-CBN. But
Right.
that's politics anyway.
Right. Ang mga true colors, lumalabas lahat, di ba?
Hindi, alam mo, hindi naman siya sa kulay eh. I really don't think
No.
it's color. It's really paninindigan.
Right.
It's
I don't
really
mean political colors, but
yes.
true ugali, true.
Right. Parang Cyndi Lauper lang.
Right. And what have you found out? Anong mga pandemic realizations mo about people, the country, yourself? Siyempre sa mahabang panahon ng pagmumuni-muni natin, maraming mga epiphanies, di ba?
That I can actually live with so little.
Right.
I mean, I haven't gone. I mean, who does, I think, gone shopping, di ba? Even if the shops are open, yung talagang titignan mo, saan ko gagamitin to? Naka-pajama. Ako, pajama to pajama when I wake up, di ba? Para at 4 o'clock, that's the only time I'll take a shower and then put another pair of pajamas, yung ganun. So, parang wala. And then, yung plantito-plantita, parang I've been doing that. So,
plantita ka na bago pa.
Bago pa. What else? Yun, just do a lot of work for actor. And in the beginning, you try to help everyone, the frontliners and all, yung mga ganon. But in the end, after a while, parang okay, parang ito na yung normal mo. So, what will you do? So, yun, I parang binuhos ko dun sa pag-form ng actor. Yung yung time ko.
Oo. Nakita ko nga yung mga pinost mo na watches, watch collection, shoe collection.
Di ba?
Pinamimigay mo na lang.
Oo,
parang magandang idea yun.
Oo, nag-downskill ako. I moved there. I moved from a house bigger than what I really need. Diba? Right. And then really scaled down, ako. Talagang So yun, lumabas lahat ng mga hindi ko kailangan, yung mga tinatago ko na parang, saan ko gagamitin to? And then I, just gave it away. And then some of the stuff in the house, if you guys want to like get rid of stuff and then put it, upcycle, kumbaga. Diba? Ano na yun eh. There's this Facebook group na Humble Sustainability. I think it's na they'll pick it up and then they'll upcycle it.
Right. So, besides things na hindi mo kailangan, ano pang wini-weed out mo sa buhay mo?
Negativity. Negativity. Ikaw ang nega.
Ang hirap, di ba? Kung araw-araw may mga bali-balitang nakaka-high blood.
Oo but fight lang. Diba?
Right.
Call them out because they deserve to be called out. Otherwise, people are gonna say, okay lang yun, hindi okay.
Right.
So you need to call it out.
Because minsan nakakamanhid na right? I don't know if you know the parody of the boiling frog na konting heat, he can take it hanggang pataas yung heat and then manhid na siya. Yeah. Sometimes I feel like we're reaching that point, but what do you think? How do we prevent that, and how do you cope with that actually?
Alam mo tayo, we can say that because meron tayong buffer, but people who are hungry, people who have no work and have to feed their family, I don't think para silang frog. I mean, they feel it right away. They feel it right away. So we speak up for them because, they feel that they can't speak up for themselves because they're just a minute portion of the population. But not naman portion, but yung parang feeling nila, maliit lang akong tao, hindi ako pwedeng magsalita. No, but we
Right.
speak up for them. That's why we're speaking out for them, for those talaga who really can cope with it properly or on a bare minimum, di ba? Pagkain,
Right.
yung pagkain nila, wala silang gano'n. And kabuhayan.
Right. I guess it's easy to not look beyond your circle and think, di naman ako apektado eh. Bakit ba siya galit? Bakit ba siya galit na galit? Inaano ba siya, di ba? But it's actually bigger than our...
It's bigger than all of us. I mean, you have to really think of... I always say that. I mean, you have to give the best to the least. Alam mo yun?
Right.
Yun. Sa akin, yun. Because we're privileged eh. Meron tayong buffer eh. I mean, nakaipon tayo. But some people are living day to day.
Right.
They can't say that. Na parang, diba? Okay lang yan. Dilipas din ito. Yung gano'n. Hindi. Hindi lang silang makain.
Right. Saan mo nakukuha yung strength to keep on fighting? Like when you say, fight lang ng fight. I mean, when the rest of us now, wala namang ginagawa compared to what you do, where do you get the strength despite all the hate that comes your way? I mean, you have been called every insult from A to Z.
But I'm a self-aware person eh. Diba? I know my faults, I know my weaknesses. So, when they call you names like baog and all that, I mean, does it bother me? It doesn't bother me. I think it bothers them more than it bothers me. So parang okay lang yung, diba? But then there are some na parang siguro when they attack my family or people I love, that's when I draw the line, diba? Pero yun, I don't care much. I mean, these people they get paid to do that.
Right.
Diba? Walang mga ano yan. They also have to eat. So, ambag ko na yun sa inyo. I'm so generous.
You can just laugh in their face kasi...
Yeah. Diba? Because I know myself, people who know me, and people who matter to me know me. So, what am I worried about?
Right. I think the funniest thing I saw, and there are a lot of like videos made up about you, was the palito comparison.
I know, right? Gusto mo sabihin, alam mo, cute ko yun.
Oo nga.
Cute ako dun sa book na yun eh.
Iconic siya.
Yung parang, okay. Tapos, binalik ko naman sa kanila by saying na, I respect Palito. He's a fabulous comedian. He was a comedian. He was a great comedian. So, diba? Thank you. Kaya hindi pala akong original. Si Palito pala.
Oo. Yung Palito hairdo.
I don't care. I find it cute.
And if parang you can repel them like Wonder Woman's bracelets repelling bullets. How does it
force field?
Oh, nakaganon lang siya. How does it make you feel to see our fellow Filipinos na ganun ka
kitid?
Bastos or
very narrow-minded eh. I mean, alam mo,
backward.
It's education eh. It's really education. I mean, if there's a huge budget for education, I think we'll have a very decent and sensible population. Diba?
Right.
It really starts from when you're a kid, when you're young, and especially now they see mga mura-mura, diba?
Right.
So it's really not a good time. So we have to counter that. Ako talaga, sabi ko, if I ever get, power or whatever, I really put a lot of money in education.
Right. And I think even because our educational system has failed and history is not being taught and pounded
Exactly.
the way it should be,
Exactly.
our memory is so short.
People will forget. People will forget, 'di ba? Parang why do these why did they even die? If we
Right.
will forget about it, 'di ba? We have to learn from these things. That's why it keeps repeating over and over. Eh.
Right.
Because na hindi naka nakasuksok sa utak na
Naka-instill.
instill sa atin.
Oo.
Which I think
Like,
really is ang basic non education.
right. And saan ka pa kumukuha ng positivity and hope kung araw-araw na buksan mo yung phone mo, parang, ano na naman, buhangin puti? Ano na naman?
Oo, oo. 'Di ba? And that buhangin na puti is actually carcinogenic pala.
Oh my
'Di ba?
God.
It's carcinogenic. Anong mental health? Eh, mamamatay ka rin naman pala. Minsan, you wonder if these people even, think sensibly, or they're just trying to cover up, they're scrambling to cover up their mistakes, diba? You want to tell them na parang step back and look at the bigger picture and see where you went wrong, or where we can actually do good or improve or something, diba? Ewan ko. Yun lang naman ako. Yun lang naman ako.
Pero hopeful ka pa rin. Like you said, you don't want to sink into hopelessness.
Yes,
How can we
always. I
all
mean,
be hopeful?
yeah, if you give up on that hope for a better society or for a better future, I mean, di magpa-COVID na tayong lahat, then, diba? And then genocide na lang, and then hopefully sana merong, but that's why you should never give up hope. And for me kasi, I mean, yes, sabihin nila, okay, Agot, you're outspoken, but I can't do that eh. But you can do something at
Right.
your own capability, or as much as you can, 'di ba?
Right.
Hindi naman sinusukat 'yan eh. You can resist in ways that, I cannot do. Yung ganon. Some people can compose songs, or they can do art, which are, 'di ba?
Right.
Resistance, or anything,
Right.
anything, as long as you're not complacent or you're complicit even, 'di ba?
Right.
That's a way of speaking out.
Right. And when you started to speak out, were many people shocked or surprised? Because maybe their image of you was not of an outspoken person, or maybe the people close to you have always known you to be true to yourself. Pero parang yung image mo nun was not the Agot that we know today.
Well, I even surprised myself. Hindi ko alam. I think, alam mo, in fairness to the trolls, maraming salamat, because it really gave me more fire.
Wow. Talaga?
Kasi parang, okay, ganito ang labanan. Yung ganon.
Okay.
Parang you'll come up with really stories, I mean, absurd stories about me. Teka muna, meron ako ganon. Na-challenge ako actually.
Okay.
So, and then nag-snowball na. And after a while, you can't just naman parang speak out and not know anything about what you're speaking about, right? So,
Right.
you read that. So then you read, and then you talk to people, you have discussions, and that's so important to to have a discourse with people of any political affiliation, so that so that you're
Right.
informed. I mean, information for me, I always say, is power. Knowledge is power. So as long as when you have that, when you're informed, or when you have the right information, or all the information, then you're okay. You know what you're talking about.
Right.
You can answer questions. You can defend your values or your principles based on the information that you have.
Right. And what's the most ridiculous thing that they ever made up about you, or the most absurd? Or
Absurd. Meron daw akong boyfriend na drug lord, tapos meron daw akong parang 200 million in my ref.
Huh? Na, of
Sa
what?
freezer ko daw, sa chest freezer daw, meron akong 200 sa
Cash?
million cash, I guess. I mean, pag check lang yan, hindi kailangan ng chest freezer, di ba? Pero, I mean, cash, tapos may drug lord boyfriend ako. Seriously, parang,
Oh my gosh.
nakakatawa.
Oh my gosh. So natatawa ka na lang.
Oo, ano ba?
And then you said in one of your posts, the world is not ending. It just feels like it is.
Yeah.
And you probably felt that way one time or another throughout the many struggles in your life, right? I mean, marami ka nang napagdaanan na parang end of the world na. And care to teach us how to get through that when you feel like that is the case? Because I think from the posts of some of our friends, I feel like that is the case. Parang mental health is on.
Yes. Yeah. Well, we're not going through this alone.
Right.
Diba? Especially this pandemic. Ano ba to? Especially this pandemic. Ito aso ko kasi, sorry, nasa ilalim. This is not just Filipinos, it's not just us. I mean, it's a whole global, it's a pandemic, diba? So, and you have to reach out to people you trust. You have people who care about you. I'm sure there's one person who cares about you, diba? And you have to reach out. You have to eat well. I mean, I guess when you're locked in, nakakabuang talaga, diba? And the loss of income, the loss of the uncertainty of the future, di ba?
Yes.
May trabaho pa ba ako? Ano ba mangyayari sa buhay ko? Kunyari, you have parents that are,
right.
And then you want to take care of them, but it's even being there with them is a risk, di ba? So, there are, for me, you just reach out, and if you feel like talk, di ba? Ako, I have Zoom inumans with my friends. Those are in the first few months, di ba? Parang, kasi damay yun talagang ikaw yung, ano nangyayari guys? Kamusta naman kayo? Yung ganon. Really just keeping in touch with them. And then after a while, ano na yun people start discovering they have talent with baking. They have talent with cooking. They have talent planting stuff and actually selling it. Sorry. Wait, mamute lang.
Sali daw siya.
Okay. So, yun. I mean, sa 6 months na yun, you're bound to discover something about yourself. Diba?
Right.
And hopefully, you have friends who really care about you and help you. And friends and family. My family is also very, very supportive. You know them, diba? So.
Right. And then you also said on Facebook that if this pandemic doesn't change you, I don't know what will, and hopefully for the good. How do you think people will change for the good, hopefully?
Alam mo, I think the outpouring, the first few months, or the first month, the first 2 months, the outpouring of effort, like money, just the fact that people are moved, risking their lives, the frontliners, and even those people who help the frontliners, yung mga frontliner feeders and OVP, the people who ferry them back and forth, di ba? Parang nakakagulat kasi, di ba, ang lumabas talaga yung compassion, their kindness, they feel the need to help in some way, just to feed people or kung ano man, face mask and all that,
right,
diba?
Right.
Kahit yung hindi masyadong kumikita or wala nang kita, they extend themselves, I mean, more than what they are capable of. I think they're also surprising themselves with that, with their generosity and with their compassion. So Kaya sabi ko parang lumalabas yung goodness, but then there are also people na lumalabas
Ang mga nat...
yung parang people are supposed to take care of us, really. Sila pa yung
Right.
parang medyo hindi parang, guys, ano
Taking
naman?
advantage.
Oo, tulong naman, di ba? You have to really see this as something that is really bigger than what's happening to, in your circle.
Right. And then when you see those non-goodness things happening around, how do you keep sane? Like when you wake up in the morning and you open your phone and then social media bombards you. I know you've taken a break once in a while, diba? What's your relationship now with social media? I mean,
my Twitter is really my political, my politics.
Okay.
Facebook is my friends.
Okay.
Facebook talaga friends ko yon. That's yung mga hindi ko masabi sa Twitter, sinasabi ko sa Facebook. Kasi alam ko yung mga kaibigan yan. That's for me, I don't know, it's oxymoronic kasi parang ano siya Facebook is my safe place, which is di ba? It's really not. But,
right.
Di ba? I mean, I've done all the privacy controls to really be safe with Facebook. And Instagram is really more my, public persona, the celebrity, ganyan.
Okay.
So, medyo inano ko siya, kinompartmentalize ko.
Okay.
But then, nagko-cross yan. Minsan, meron yung mga, sa Instagram, tinitira ako. Yung mga ganon. Black. Diba? I mean, there are the safety and privacy controls that you have to use. I mean, that's why it's there. I mean, it's for your sanity. It's a way to keep control of what you see or for ganon. But then, on the other hand, people are gonna say, you're just preaching to the choir. Or diba? Parang, doon ka lang sa ano. No, parang I see their point. And sometimes naman, most of the time, actually, maybe like 90%, they're really trolls.
Right. And you mentioned also that you have a lot of Twitter drafts where you will compose first before you send it out. You take a step back just to see, right? Which means you really think before you click.
Yes. Oo. Parang yun yung love letter or breakup letter na.
Tama.
Ay, susulat mo. Susulat mo. Tapos, you keep it there for a while. Tulog mo, maybe in like 2-3 days. You read it again. If you feel the same way, then post it, diba? If not, then delete or trash. Ganun.
So, kahit gigil na gigil ka na. Teka muna. Kahit nanggigigil ka na.
Oo, meron akong ganun. Tapos gaganon lang ako, let it go, let it go, let it go, Agot. Grabe, I mean, every day there's something, di ba? I mean, so amazing. Parang, wow, where do you get the energy you want to tell everyone?
Where do you get the energy? And how do you pick your battles? Di ba?
Me?
Yeah. Me? Yeah.
Pag marami nang tumitira sa isang issue, ganyan, I keep quiet. But there's one, like even this COVID, meron akong tweet January, like first week of January, that there's this virus na parang already getting out of China.
Of January.
Yeah. So pinost ko, sabi ko, parang with the influx of Chinese, I hope this doesn't enter us or whatever. Well, we welcomed it pa.
I know.
Yun.
Wow. So ang aga mo palang namulat sa...
Hindi. I mean, you read all economists, di ba?
Right.
You read those things. New York, sa ano lang naman, sa online.
Right.
Diba? So, you don't read fake news.
Of course.
You have to have, dapat legit ang sources mo. Right. That's why I really hope people really comes with education. Even yung the choice to read the fake one and diba, to actually discern. Yung discernment
Discernment is key.
Right.
And I love, Ren, how you're helping along with close friends and colleagues of yours in educating the public in changing attitudes about women, most specifically aging,
Oo.
and most specifically titahood, because it's, as we know, it's an ageist world. It's an ageist mass media industry, and
Yeah, they
and
really
and
put a premium on youth eh. And
right,
especially Filipinos.
yes,
I mean, when you get past 30, parang matanda ka na eh.
uh-oh.
Diba?
Can you tell us how your journey has been like? I'm sure you started quite late, right? You joined showbiz at 26.
26.
Oo.
But,
Oo.
26. And I got married 34. And at that
Right.
time, that was late. Diba?
Right. Right.
So, wala. You know, ano ba? I
How
mean,
did you cope with, syempre the older you get, biglang, how old were you when you first got your mother role, and how did you react? Were you like surprised or
hindi.
accepting?
Hindi, you're an actor. Wala akong masyadong ego sa ganyan eh.
Okay.
I mean, you're supposed to play a part. Even if you're young or you're old and you play someone young, di ba? Wag naman sobrang teens and all that. Pero it's a part. It's a role. And so you try to do or look as best as you can for that role. Hindi ako how do I say that?
Hindi ka na-upset na mature roles.
Hindi. I mean, all the roles that I've been playing now are talagang mommy of...
Yeah, mommy of adults.
Adults with kids na may mga batang ganon. Yung ganon.
Oh,
so,
right.
And I don't mind that.
Right.
Because it's a role.
Right. And you were saying sa For Call Me Tita, you guys wanted to portray roles, not just mother role. Diba? Usually, approaching 40, mother role, parang automatic default role. And there were no such colorful roles as like
Yes.
in Call Me Tita.
Oo.
Do you want to tell us about that?
So, di ba, all the mother roles are either you're a grieving mom or you're the kontrabida mom. Yun lang naman yun eh, di ba? I mean, after, parang you're gonna revenge your inaaping son, yung mga ganyan. I mean, it's a medyo formula na. But then with Tita, parang, and then I'm friends with all these, sina Cherry Pie, sina Joanna. You know, there's so much more interesting stuff going on in our lives.
Right.
We're just being a mom and ganon. Meron mga daming facet ng someone our age that you can actually be funny or be quite tragic or funnily tragic, di ba? Yung ganon.
Right.
So we wanted to present that.
Right.
To the public with a series na Call Me Tita.
Right.
And then we embraced it, di ba? Call Me Tita.
Yeah.
Hindi kami averse sa name calling na tita. Not at all.
Which is helping rin the public embrace age. And embrace.
I mean, people are so scared of getting old. I mean, I get it. I mean, I feel it. But I think all the experiences that I've had or all the, insights that I've gathered over the years have made me such an interesting person. I mean, much more than when I was like 30. Parang ang feeling ko nung 30 ako, parang fashion, kailangan ganyan. Like now, I have lines on my face and wala akong mga pachuk. I don't like chuk-chuk. Yung mga pa-botox and all that. Because I really see it as parang, okay, those are lines and you have to accept it.
So do you find it very liberating?
Yes.
And how? Like, what are the things that you are so relieved you don't have to do or say or conform to?
Like, I never lied about my age. Kasi, maano ka niyan eh. At a certain point, you'll get caught. Google ka, o kunyari, meron kang classmate sa high school. Hindi, classmate ko yan. Di ba? Yung ganun. So, that, I really, yung parang, I take pride in that. Yung, I never lied about it. And people, when I was starting out, sabi niya, Agot, sabihin mo, 22 ka lang or 21. Bakit? Bakit? Eh, naka-double degree na ako, sabihin, 21.
Oo nga.
Yung ganun. Tapos, I enjoy talking to people more, you know,
Right.
and listening to them actually, yung parang, okay, may matututunan ako dito.
Right.
Especially to the young ones. I don't mind really talking to them because some titas, they're like, ay, hindi ko na maintindihan. Di ba?
Oo
Meron
nga.
hindi ko
Tama.
maintindihan. Ako, sasabi ko sa anak ko sila nagagawa. No, don't do that, titas. No.
Kailangan labanan.
Labanan. So for di ba? So that your mind will work, so that you'll age slowly.
Right. Like the role that you play, si Celine, which is a 50-something influencer na media savvy. Right. Which I found so familiar kasi in my industry.
Ikaw yun eh.
Parang medyo natamaan ako ng konti. Except for the shopping.
Hindi, tsaka except for the mistress.
Yeah.
Ikaw ang legal wife.
Pero medyo very telling siya about this archetype that we now see and maybe people actually aspire to become. Yung flaunting of the shopping, flaunting of the materialism. What can you say about this kind of ideal that's happening?
I do. In a pandemic.
Yes. Ayan na. Nakikita ko na yung panggigigil.
Wag naman. Mahihayin tayo ng konti. Diba? I mean, I'm sure hindi nyo naman yan ninakaw. Pinaghirapan din yan. Pero may mga nagugutom. Meron mga naghihirap. Actually, hindi meron. Maraming naghihirap. So parang, di ba, especially if you are an influencer, if you are in a position of influence, I mean, might as well influence in a way na
right.
Ka-aspire, o inspire.
Right.
Instead of, di ba, yung parang ang laki ng ginagastos pala sa mga name brands and all that. I'm sure you do all the work also. Pero pwede naman yan pagkatapos. Di ba? Pwede naman pagkatapos. Ngayon, medyo, I mean, just a little bit more sensitive to other
In fact, I've seen, yung, di ba sa bio, sa Instagram, may one sentence explaining kung ano ka. I've seen so many fashion influencers, pinalitan na nila. Parang ngayon, raising funds to help our countrymen. Parang, puro ganun.
See, di ba? I mean, you have to do that. Otherwise, nag-i-influence ka lang ng mali or not mali but just hindi akma sa panahon. Diba? I mean, may timing yan. Influencer ka eh. Alam mo na yung timing na yan eh. Diba?
Right.
You should know that.
And having been a fashion graduate, fashion merchandising graduate of FIT in New York. So dumaan ka rin sa mga brands, di ba? High fashion.
Noong time na yun, syempre.
Oo,
mga lang yun eh. Azedinalaya, yun eh. Yun yung medyo yung hindi pa Tom Ford yun eh. Tapos Donna Karen, Calvin Klein, yun yung mga times na nag-uumpisa pa si Donna Karen.
But then, did you ever...
si Donna Karen.
Did you ever become like brand obsessed or overly materially obsessed, or was it not really who you were?
Yeah, not at all. I was just talking to a friend of mine and I said, I never had a collection. Hindi ako yung taong may collection. I do not collect shoes. I do not collect bags. I collect memories. Just. Hindi ako yung material. And it wasn't, especially, and yun yung di ba nagdugo-dugo ako, and
Oo nga pala.
I lost everything. Like
Oh
my
my God.
jewelry. And no, doon ko na-realize, so sabi ko, siguro it took me a month to get over it. Yung parang just 1 month to say na, tama na yung grieving process. And then, it's just jewelry.
Right.
It's just money or it's just something valuable. But it's not you, or it's not, at least hindi ka nasaktan, or someone you love nasaktan. So, na-realize ko na parang, okay, it's for me, material things, it's easy for me to let go.
Wow.
Not very easy, but I mean,
And
hindi
more so now, I'm sure, 'di ba, na parang
Oh,
everyone
more so na. I'm downscaling.
right.
Diba? So parang, talaga, essentials, all the, what you really need in life. I mean, sa akin, pagkain, if there's a chance to travel soon, yung
Right.
travel, those are the things that I really look forward to. Just good food, company, family, travel, work.
Right.
And otherwise, everything else is just, palamuti.
And what have you realized about relationships or people in your life that you've had to let go of? Mga epiphanies mo on love, marriage, relationships.
Some people, you really parang, dyan ka lang, yung ganon, di ba? Don't invite na anything that really doesn't parang agree
Right.
with your life, especially
Right.
ngayon. Ako parang, I don't want frivolity, I don't want complication. Kung
Wow.
gusto mo, kung ayaw mo, ayaw. Di ba?
Ganun kasimple.
Hindi ako na-hurt, di ba? Because, di ba, you have reasons. Those are your reasons. I have my reasons if I don't want. Those are my reasons. And quite valid for me. Maybe it is for you. Kung ano yung reason mo, valid. If we don't see eye to eye, let's just leave it at that. Diba? If you see eye to eye and say, oh, I understand you, then better. But yung ganon, so I guess there's more respect for the other person, or for what he is feeling at the moment or is thinking at the moment. So you really just have to respect. Kailangan may respeto talaga.
Right.
Diba? I mean, love, madali yan eh. And you know what I mean? I mean, the act of falling in love and that's so nakaka-high. Ang sarap.
Of
But then,
course.
in the end, diba? You have to respect you. You have to see eye to eye in very essential matters like, diba? Paninindigan, values, principles, those are the things that matter, because later on you'll carry that on when you're older, if it gets there.
Right. Was it hard for you to reach this point of awareness about relationships? I mean, you've had
I've had a lot of I've had a lot of alone time.
Okay.
There were relationships coming and going. But in the end, you always have to learn from it. Yung
Right.
ang dami ko ring mali eh. Alam mo yun?
Okay.
And marami. And I'll be humble enough to say that I've screwed up on a lot of relationships. And but at least aware, diba? Aware ka, and then the parang you want to make yourself better for you and for that other person, so that you'll build something that is worthwhile, diba?
Right. What's the best piece of advice you can give to like young women who are stressing out about finding the one, being married at a certain age, or whatever societal expectations they feel there are? Anong advice mo sa kanila?
Meron ako nakitang post ni Panji sa Instagram stories niya. Stop choosing someone who does not choose you. Or parang ganon.
Oh.
Stop choosing people who do not choose you. Parang ganon. So sabi ko, okay yun ah. I mean, it's so simple, di ba? Pero
Right.
Tama. I mean, bakit mo pipilitan ng sarili mo sa situation or sa taong hindi ikaw ang pinipili. 'Di ba?
So yun.
Oo, tsaka magtira ng konti para sa sarili. leave something for yourself and be financially
Yes.
yes.
Because
Be, I mean,
because
diba, anything can happen. I mean, it's a security for us, and especially for women. Kailangan meron kang sariling pera. Meron kang nakasubi na pera para sa iyo lang. Diba? Even if you have kids, you have to have your own. You have to have your own money. Pang ano lang, manicure, gano'n. Or something. I mean, basta, leave something for yourself.
Or if ever wala ka nang hindi mangyari na magkaroon ka pa ng someone to spend the rest of your life with, you'll know you're okay by yourself, right?
Yes, absolutely. Diba? You have to be financially stable or at least capable of, supporting yourself.
Right.
You don't have to have the money right now, but at least you know how to make money or how to earn money. I mean, kailangan yun. If you don't have the money, at least you know how to earn money.
Right. Gusto ko rin yung pinost mo, I think, 1 hour ago lang yata. Tapos ginugol ko siya. And it's from an actress from Ghana named Juliet Ibrahim. If you see a woman that has everything going for herself and you're not ready or going to add value to her life, please just admire from afar. Do not interrupt her greatness.
Kasi minsan yung mga ano din di ba? I mean, I've encountered men who just like to be with you because
yes.
it's a thrill or
a challenge.
Or a challenge or wala lang, 'di ba? If you're not, wag na. Wag na. Okay na naman siya. Okay na naman din. Okay na naman kami. So, 'di ba? Minsan itong mga lalaki to But I love men. I do. I'm not I love men.
Huwag na po nating gambalain kung...
Huwag niyong gambalain yung aming greatness. Ayos-ayos namin Tapos lolokohin niyo lang. Wag ganon.
Oo. And so, I saw a poster na parang may farm-looking picture. Ikaw ba yun?
Yes!
I have your farm in Laguna?
I have a farm in Laguna. Well,
okay, parang I have a farm in Africa, but I have
a farm in Laguna. So ngayon, meron siyang rambutan. It's parang siyang orchard Meron siyang lots of fruits, ganon. So that's my goal. Di ba may goals ako dapat? May goals ako noong 2020.
Nakita ko nga yung post mo, yung planner na...
Di ba? Nakita ko
yung... mo na ba?
Kamusta naman ang mga planner nyo? Yun ang tanong sa inyo. Kamusta ang mga planner nyo, di ba? So, yun, I opened my planner because sabi ko, kailangan ko na scratch paper. So, I opened it. So, may goals ako. Tapos, actually, in fairness doon, siguro mga 2 or 3, ayos pa. Pero yung farm, yun pa, hirap.
Oh?
Kasi, I mean, wala rin akong income, di ba? In an ideal world, nagtatrabaho ako and then building that farm. At
at least meron ng fruition, no pun intended.
At least it's there. And it's a happy place. It's
right.
A happy place, so.
Do you see yourself moving there eventually?
Yes, I think so. So. Napunta na naman ako dun But, well, di ba, getting out of a huge house and then downscaling. Tapos ito pa retirement na. I'll still keep a small place in Manila.
Okay.
I mean, trabaho pa naman
So magkano per kilo ng rambutan?
I'll give it to you for free.
Okay, just kidding. How about goals for your craft? Like I've seen that in your last few movies were indie movies, like The Death of Nintendo and Motel Acacia. Is this something that you love doing, mga indie? Or
I just love doing work. I just love working. Diba? I mean, each role is a challenge. And even if you say na parang, oh sige, this is the grieving mom or the ganyan, there's a way to make it
Right.
interesting. I mean, for me at least, diba? Because I'll be playing that role for like 9 months. So it's always parang a building block kind of,
Right.
parang may ginagawa kang toy.
Right.
uh, you build the character. Sometimes hindi na hinihingi sa'yo, but for yourself, just to make it interesting and less boring or less, tedious for you. Yun,
Right.
gagawan mo ng character. So,
So,
it doesn't matter if it's like an indie or like a mainstream film or like a digital offering, whatever. I mean, acting is acting, I think. Doesn't matter
right.
what.
So kahit cliche yung role, pwede
Oh,
mong
diba?
i-inject ng
Pwede namang mali-mali, kunyari. Diba? Or something. Or pwede namang kapatid, diba? Or, diba? Stuff like that. I mean, you just have to make it more interesting.
So do you have any more goals for acting or music or
I,
painting?
I do want to like come out with maybe an album or like a show. Yeah, I really miss singing. I really miss singing. So yun, sana makagawa ako ng album or may album ba? Ano ba tawag doon? Napaka-boomer ko. Ano ba?
Playlist. Gen X naman.
Oh, Gen X tama, Gen X tayo. So yun, I want to make music and yun, just work because the last work I had was like August of last year. So
Wow, 1 year na.
I haven't been working. Although I did briefly, meron kaming ginawa for Black Sheep last December. But just, a few days lang. Pero
Right.
yung trabaho talaga. I miss working. But then you cannot naman. It's so hard.
Right. But you were telling me earlier about parang what's on the horizon work-wise now that wala ng station. You said there are other
There
things
are-
that are you want to tell us about it?
Yeah, like ABS has the Kapamilya channel on YouTube. And they have the I Want, which is already, I think, ano na siya eh. Before kasi it's just here in the Philippines. But now, I think it's also available on TFC, yung I Want. So, yun. I'll be taping for another series quite, actually very soon this month. And yun, lalabas siya, I think, in the Kapamilya channel. So, ABS is not dead. It's just finding its way around to be the great network that it is.
Great. That's something to look forward to. And you said
Tsaka, you know what? I mean, everyone's gonna go digital. So, nauna lang ang ABS. They were forced to. So, thank you to the 70 congressmen for forcing us to go digital because we are going to be the frontliner. And is a digital programming.
right. There's no stopping them.
Diba? Turning things around. Make lemonade from yan?
Lemonade out of lemons.
Something like that. Yeah.
Right. So there's no stopping ABS or you from
Yeah.
coming
I
out.
think a lot of people love ABS because siguro the network is not perfect like any other corporation. It's not perfect, and they've said that, but they've done so much more good.
Right.
Diba? They really don't deserve this. So it's our way. I think a lot of naman the artists are helping, diba? Trying to get back on its feet. I mean, ABS get back on its feet. So.
Right. So we're gonna see even more of Agot on
Yes.
ABS, acting, singing, tweeting. She's not gonna stop. She's
Yeah.
still gonna be our eyes and ears and nose and mouth.
Everything.
Right. And why should all of us not stop? Like not stop watching and speaking out and not be afraid.
Because it's your right. it is your responsibility. Always, you may feel very safe wherever you are, but then there are other people. There are people that, there are people who are suffering, who cannot cope with this pandemic. And we always have to think of the least, diba? The least
Right.
person. You have to take yourself out of that and then think of the least person and find out how you're gonna help this person. If you speaking out will help the person, or at least shine that light on, diba, on the problem, do it. However way you can. It doesn't have to be like as fearless as some people, diba? But do whatever you can for the cause. And the cause
Right.
is not the cause is not politics, it's really the people, diba? The underprivileged, the less
Right.
fortunate.
What if they say, but we're not as brave as you? We're kind of scared. We're
Then,
afraid we'll be killed.
no, then just give masks. Diba? Diba? That will help. That will, diba? That will, parang hindi mahuhuli yung taong naka-mask. Diba? Just give away masks or whatever. There are so many ways to, you don't have to be fearless. I mean, the littlest thing that you can will help a lot.
And what if they do want to speak out, but
They're
parang
scared.
are debilitated? Like, baka mamaya, kung anong gawin. What can you tell them para to
Those
gain
are
more
just
courage?
trolls. Those are, in the, how many years have I been speaking out? Like 4 years, diba? 2016, right away I spoke out. In the 4 years, wala pa akong, on a face-to-face basis ha, wala akong nakuhang parang, ikaw agot ha, yung
Okay.
ikaw walang ganon, wala at all. And I've been
Right.
around, that's 4 years. Ang nakukuha ko is yung, I follow you on Twitter, oh my God, go agot, go agot. It's always like that. But never yung parang, ikaw hindi ko gusto yung inaano mo. So it's all online. They're very brave online. But I think face to face, because they know it.
They know that.
They know that they're defending someone who's indefensible.
So alam nila yon deep in their heart. Alam nila kung anong tama.
Feeling ko naman. Or some are really just blind. Some are just blind. Or some, siguro, hindi na, kumbaga, there's no turning back.
Right.
Kahiyaan. Diba?
Pinaninindigan na lang.
Ego, oo. Yung parang, andito na ako. So, defend ko na lang.
Right. Are you still hopeful for the Filipino?
Yes.
That we will overcome.
Register. That's the only way you can change this. I mean, to register and vote. If there's an election, but hopefully there's an election. So, but yeah, do your duty as a citizen. Vote wisely. Also, vote wisely. Do not sell your vote. They can promise all they want, and they will. They can promise all they want, they will. They have, diba? They promise change.
Right.
And ano yung change na nangyari?
Tingin mo, namulat na yung mga tao?
Sana.
Ever hopeful. Any parting words of hope to help us keep hoping?
Things will get better. I mean, we'll get through this pandemic. For those who lost a loved one, I'm really, really sorry. For those frontliners who are out there, we're here supporting you, and whatever you need, we're gonna give it to you. Basta, don't lose hope. Never lose hope, because if you do, that's the end of it. That's wala na. I mean, we'd rather be dead. Diba? If
right.
we have to think of a better future. And thinking is just one part, doing is another. And then we have to realize that also later on.
Thank you.
Okay yan. We just have to go through this.
Yes, kaya natin to.
Kaya natin.
Thank you so much for
Thank
today,
you.
Agot. Thank you for empowering us with your courage.
Ang gandal ko yata.
Hindi, okay nga. So many comments, so many people.
Really? Saan to? Facebook? Siyempre.
Let's take a look at the 77 comments. This is the most comments ever.
Wala namang mga angry face.
Ang ganda mo, Miss Agot.
Wow.
My gosh, ang ganda. Ni Miss A.
They call me Miss A. Ayan.
About kaganda.
Ayan.
Ang ganda, my God. Oh, mga... Watching from Pampanga, watching from Zambales. You're right. Pajama to pajama.
I relate.
Watching from Nigeria.
Yeah, they show kasi some ABS shows.
Oh wow!
In Africa, so I get a lot of direct messages from Nigeria.
This looks like a Nigerian name too.
Yeah.
Machis Waparina.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Ang Julia Roberts ng Pilipinas.
Wow.
Freedom fighter like the.
Ayan, ano yan? Hater yan.
Keep fighting, Miss Agot.
Hater talaga. Hater yan. Okay lang.
Myrza, gusto mo ako manood, haha. Tapos na ba celebration? Ano kaya yun? Karen Pagsulingan of pep.ph. Hi, Miss Myrza Sisa. Theresa Yung, our friend, agree. It really comes down to education.
Yeah, super.
Admire you so much. Thanks for defending VP Lenny all the way.
Of course.
Education, healthcare, and clean water for everyone.
And that's so basic, ha? That's a basic right.
Yes.
That's not even capricho.
Yes. Ayan. Pina-flash ko lang sila. Ang dami.
That's Cookie Chua.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Australia, international.
Yeah.
Timeless beauty.
Wow.
Our friend Jem Padilla Thomas.
Yes, hi Jem. Is Jem here? Is Jem in the Philippines?
I think so.
There.
Sana all my freakies and
rambutan. I think I have about like 20 trees of rambutan. So,
oh my gosh. Speaking of Motel Acacia, sana after ng pandemic, showing ulit. Di ba siya showing online?
I don't think so.
This is my friend. I'm sorry being so short, but I'm wondering if she's still with a dog-loving
lawyer.
Lawyer.
We're friends.
We're friends. Okay. Ay, grabe ang dami. Oh, grabe. Oh, ito, number one fan. Olive is
Ay, Olive. My sister.
Great. Akala ko nga may Ate Agot, miss na kita napanood.
Na-reach na yung 220 episode. Meron bago. I'll be taping for
Love advice is so good. Ayan. Thank you everyone for watching and supporting Agot.
Thank you so much. Myrza, thank you. This is so much fun. Let's do it again.
Yes, let's have a part 2. Okay, thank you so much.
Bye. Do I leave na?
I can make you vanish. All right, bye. Thank you, everyone. This has been TikTok. Thank you for watching. I'll see you really soon. Bye.